Bill O'Reilly here. Welcome to the No Spin News, Monday, January 10th, 2022. Stand up for your country. We have a lot to tell you about tonight. 75% of it you will hear nowhere else. Mark that down. 3 out of the 4 stories we do, you're not going to hear anywhere else. Because I've designed now this year for the No Spin News to tell you things you're not going to hear anywhere else. Now, some stories I have to cover, but I'm digging up stuff. And we have a lot of that today. We begin with the president's schedule, as we always do. Nothing. That gives Mr. Biden plenty of time to think. Remember, Jen Psaki said, look, we can't be overloading Joe Biden. He needs time to think. Well, today, I guess, is a think day. So you got nothing on the schedule. And what he might think about is a new Reuters poll that just came out about the direction of the United States of America. Now, this is a bogus poll, because Democrats are 50% of those surveyed, Republicans 40%, and independents 10%. So you're really speaking to Democrats, right, Reuters? I mean, I think I'm going to send them a little calculator. On a question like direction of the country, you don't need to skew it in favor of a political party. You want to get, 10% independents? What is that? Don't independents count about direction of the country? So Reuters wanted an outcome, it didn't get it. So right direction, 26% on a skewed poll. All right? And wrong direction, 60%. The others have no idea where they live, I guess. I don't know. But maybe Mr. Biden wants to think about that poll, is only 26% of the country thinks they're going in the right direction. Oh, man. State of the Union is going to be March 1st, Tuesday. And the Biden administration says, look, it's because of the Olympics. We don't want Joe competing with the luge event or something. The Olympics, as you know, are in China. There's COVID all over the place in China. So it's going to be another bubble thing like Japan in the Summer Games. And they are due to start February 4th, coming up fast, and last to February 20th. But State of the Union, which I don't think anybody's really looking forward to, is on March 1st. So I wrote a column, and I hope you read it, called It's a Propaganda World. After all, it's on BillO'Reilly.com. And it's about the fact that you can't get honest information anymore. Now, I don't include me in that because I've got a research team at my disposal that I pay. So I can, when a story breaks, get as much information as possible, whereas the average American can't do that. You're dependent upon the media, and you're being lied to. And not only by the media, by politicians. So I really want to give you a very vivid example, and I thank the Washington Examiner newspaper for pointing this out to me. I would not have noticed this. But we'll go back to Thursday to President Biden's speech. Roll the tape.
Some have already made the ultimate sacrifice in this sacred effort. Jill and I have mourned police officers in this Capitol Rotunda not once but twice in the wake of January 6th. Once to honor Officer Brian Sicknick, who lost his life the day after the attack, and a second time to honor Officer Billy Evans, who lost his life defending this Capitol as well.
Now, you would think, if you didn't know Billy Evans and what happened, that he was linked to the Capitol riot, because that's the context of the entire speech. Well, the truth is that 41-year-old Billy Evans, a Capitol police officer, was killed on April 2nd, 2021. All right, about 4 months after the Capitol riot. So, okay, well, why are you including that in a speech about the Capitol riot? Because Biden and his speechwriters wanted you to say, whoa, wow, look how much damage this riot did. And it did do damage, but you don't have to distort the record. So who killed Billy Evans? Well, that would be a guy named Noah Green, 25 years old, who was shot dead by Capitol Police because Noah crashed his car into a bunch of cops guarding the Capitol, and that's how Evans died. Well, Noah Green was a member of the Nation of Islam and a disciple of Louis Farrakhan. which is why you don't hear much about Noah Green. All right? But Biden threw this into his January 6th speech, and I thought I would point that out to you. Again, the column is a propaganda world after all. Both sides, by the way. The right is doing it too. The left does it more, but the right's doing it too. And in the column, I give you two very vivid examples. All right, so President Biden over the weekend went out to Harry Reid's memorial service. He's a former senator from Nevada. All right. And the Washington Post kind of criticized Biden for going to so many funerals. Okay. And they tweeted, quote, put it up on the screen. Biden, who heads for Harry Reid's memorial service Saturday, his seventh as president, uses funerals to honor his friendships and make a point about bipartisanship. Not everyone thinks it's the best use of his time. All right, now that was a tweet from the Washington Post promoting the article. Okay? So is Biden wasting time going to all these funerals? Well, right away, Jen Psaki tweeted back, I will wait here for the apparent growing chaos referenced from those opposed to the president honoring the lives of those lost with empathy and grace. Okay, so Psaki hits back at the Washington Post. What does the Washington Post do? Well, it takes the tweet down. Now, maybe they're doing it out of fairness. I don't know. But the evidence is they don't want to get on the wrong side of the Biden administration. President Biden was right to go to Harry Reid's memorial service. He did the right thing. Reid was a friend of his. That's number one. And number two, Reid was a stalwart in the Democrat Party. Now, I didn't like Reid because he killed Kate's Law. Now, you remember I was this close to getting a federal law that said if you are deported, if you're an illegal alien deported after committing a felony in the United States, and you come back and they find you 10 years in a federal pen just for coming back off a felony deportation. Mitch McConnell wouldn't put it up for a separate vote. Reid opposed it. I was that close to getting that passed. They would have dropped it to 5 years in the federal penitentiary. I wanted 10, but it didn't get passed. That was off the Kate Steinle killing. Okay, here's a very disturbing story, extremely disturbing. So as you know, in the Supreme Court right now, they are debating whether President Biden has the power to mandate that employees of the federal government get vaccinated, all right? Or that OSHA, that's the federal body that oversees private industry, can do mandates as well. Now, the Supreme Court's going to rule that Biden cannot do it. I'll make the prediction here, that's not in his power zone. That's what I believe. But Sotomayor, one of the liberal justices of the Supreme Court, she will, of course, vote to give Biden the mandate power. But she'll lose, in my opinion. I think it'll be 5-4, but it could be 6-3. Anyway, Sotomayor, in explaining her support of the mandate, said this, go.
We have more affected people in the country today than we had a year ago in January. We have hospitals that are almost at full capacity with people severely ill on ventilators. We have over 100,000 children, which we've never had before, in serious condition, and many on ventilators.
Ooh, 100,000 children. Well, no. According to the CDC director, Dr. Walensky, less than 3,500 children are in hospitals with COVID. 100,000 is what Sotomayor thinks. 3,500 is the number. Now, this is a Supreme Court justice who is making laws, not making laws, but deciding which laws are going to be in play. I mean, that's pretty bad. And she has a staff. I mean, she has, like me, she's got people researching all the time, kicking her this stuff. She's made it up. Now, Sotomayor is there for life. She could come in with her robe on her head and do the twist every day. Nobody can do anything about it. But I thought you'd like to know. Are you looking for your next investment? Bill O'Reilly here. There are 8 reasons to look at the NRIA Real Estate Development Fund. Stable monthly cash flow payouts with double-digit targeted bonus returns. They strategically develop in lower risk, high demand neighborhoods. Prime new construction is short on supply and high on demand. Diversification is safety from stock market risk. They have a short and long-term strategy for returns today and down the road. Specifically designed pandemic-hardened buildings. They are 15-year industry leaders with a proven track record. So if you've been sitting on the sidelines or want to diversify, please start your due diligence at nria.net or call 800-800-1414. That's easy, 800-800-1414.
An offer of securities is only made by the NRIA Private Placement Memorandum. Read it first. Past performance does not guarantee future results. NRIA is a real estate development firm. Learn more at nria.net.
All right, Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez has COVID. I wrote the message of the day. Message of the day on BillO'Reilly.com. You might want to look in the morning. Everybody can get it. You don't have to be a premium or concierge member. It's just there. So I wrote about Ms. Cortez, and I said it was karma, because she's one of the virtue seekers that runs around screaming mask, 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 and mandate, 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 vax, vax, vax. And now she goes down to Miami, and she goes to a drag show, I understand, okay? But she didn't have a mask on, as you can see. And she gets COVID. Well, it's not a real stretch that if you're going to go into a nightclub that's crowded, you're going to get COVID. Okay? So she has it, and the right is heckling her. Now, I have to admit, some of it's very funny that COVID wants to sleep with her. I'm not going to get into it more than that, but it's witty. But it's I don't wish her ill, pardon the pun, as I said in my message. But I do think it's karma, But anyway, we hope she gets better soon so she can come back and do whatever it is she does. Now, this is a serious story that, again, is hard for me to believe and should be hard for you to believe. So the Biden administration is giving out medical guidance that medicine that mitigates COVID, which is in short supply, should be doled out on the basis of race, skin color. Okay? So they're saying, look, marginalized people who are at greater risk, they should be given the antivirals and other medicine first. And that includes everybody who's non-white. This is the Biden administration. So they are echoing what the New York City Department of Health has done. I'm going to quote the NYC Department of Health because it's really outrageous. Put it up on the screen, please. Non-white race or Hispanic Latino ethnicity should be considered a risk factor, as longstanding systemic health and social inequities have contributed to an increased risk of severe illness and death from COVID-19, unquote. So if you're white in New York City, no. This is clearly against the law. But the Biden administration and New York City obviously doesn't care about the law at all, and I'll prove that again coming up on another item. They don't. See, the people that are in power, they know what the law is, but they go, we're going to do it anyway because we get votes that way. And then if the courts overturn it, we can go, the courts are bad. They don't care what the law is. So a judge has ordered the Biden administration, this is an amazing story, to release Pfizer COVID vaccine information within months, not 75 years. So the FDA Federal Drug Administration said, Pfizer doesn't really have to put out the vaccine research for 75 years. And federal judge said, no, you got to put it out now or close to now. All right? Because there are 329,000 pages of research on the Pfizer vaccine. 329,000. Put them out there. Right? I mean, I got vaxxed. I want to know what's in the research. It's only fair. Now, here's a story that is just amazing, that nobody will tell you about. And if you people live in California don't pay attention to this, you're out of your minds. So there is a proposed bill, came up January 6th, last Thursday. The bill came into Sacramento, the capital of California. Remember, there are 39 million Americans, citizens in California, another, 5 or 6 million illegal aliens. So it's by far the most populated state. So the bill is called CalCare. And it says that the state of California will take over the entire healthcare system for every Californian, all 45 million people, okay? It's going to be a single payer, which means that your taxes are paid to Sacramento, and in return, you will get, ready? 24-hour emergency services, prescription drugs, all right, medical devices, mental health care, reproductive, maternity, and newborn care. That means babysitters and dentist stuff, all right, oral health, all paid for by Sacramento. And you, the citizen of California, you don't have to pay premiums, co-payments, deductibles, or anything. It's all free. But it's not free. So in order to pay for this, and California can't pay for it in the present structure, they have to raise taxes on everybody earning over a certain amount of money, say 80,000, and all companies and corporations. And they have to raise taxes big. But even then, they'd never come close to covering the cost. So they're going to have to seize private property in order to institute CalCare. And that's what this is all about. It's a socialist play to seize the property of Californians. Because if California can't pay for CalCare and it passes it, then its bond status goes to junk. Nobody will invest in the state. They'll get no money from anyone. And the whole state will go into bankruptcy. The only way you can fund this is to seize private property. Now, what do I mean by that? So say you have a $6 million home in California, which is not an astronomical price out there. Well, you would be taxed on the value of that home, not only locally for property taxes, which are capped. There'd be a state tax. Maybe it's 5%, maybe it's 3%, whatever it may be, every year. So in order to live in that house, you'd have to pay a hefty amount of your money to Sacramento. Not only that, if you have stocks in your portfolio, including retirement accounts and college accounts, the value of those stocks, even though you didn't sell them, would be taxed, just like your home. Right to Sacramento. That's what they want. That's socialism. The government controls the entire medical industry and takes your private property. They'd have to. They will. So if you live in California now and you have a good job and a nice home, Sacramento wants a piece of that for this CalCare. Now, why will it pass? Because most people out of the 45 million, remember, illegal aliens will get all this. All of it. Okay? Most people don't have a $6 million home or an $80,000 job. So they won't get taxed. And that's the majority of people. But this will destroy the financial infrastructure of the state, and you'll have a socialistic state. And believe me, New York, Illinois, Massachusetts, Oregon, Washington State, they'll follow. If this goes through, they'll follow the same blueprint. Now, you're not going to hear that story anywhere. Bill O'Reilly here for my friends at Lone Star Transfer. Are you still stuck in a timeshare? Thousands of owners have called Lone Star Transfer this past year seeking a permanent solution to stop the never-ending fees. With annual dues coming up soon, you want to be out as fast as you can be out. Their process is done legally, ethically, and quickly. Lone Star Transfer has the best success rate with over 800 five-star reviews and an A+ rating on the Better Business Bureau. They guarantee in writing a specific time frame in which you will get out of your timeshare, unlike any other company. As a family-owned company, they take great pride in what they do. Over the past 10 years, they've helped more than 14,000 timeshare owners. So don't wait. For a no-obligation consultation, please call 855-551-7066, 855-551-7066, or visit LoneStarTransfer.com. All right, here's the final thought of the day. Bob Saget died in Orlando. Condolences to his family. Dwayne Hickman died in LA. Both TV stars. There's Dwayne. Dobie Gillis was my favorite show as an urchin. I got it. I understood the satire of Dobie Gillis, which was on the air from 1969 to 63, 1959 to 63. I loved that show. Warren Beatty was in that show along with Tuesday Weld and Mr. Hickman. Roll the tape.
You know, I always hang my clothes 6 inches apart so that the materials don't rub together. You know, many a wardrobe has been ruined by materials rubbing together.
How many suits would you say you had?
Oh, well, I'd have to check. I mean, I really couldn't say offhand.
Hey!
All I can tell you is that my closet is 16 feet long.
Oh, golly!
Say, would you like to come over after school and take a look at my suits?
Oh, could I?
Oh, now, just a minute. You and I had a date after school.
Did we?
You're darn right we did.
I don't remember you asking me.
Well, let me refresh in your memory. Didn't I come up to you this morning and ask you to go to the ice cream parlor after school?
Yes, I believe you did. And what did I say?
You said yes.
Try again, Dopey.
Well, you intimated...
What were my exact words?
No.
Correct. You'll excuse us.
Now, look here, Thalia.
Job, I don't believe that Thalia wishes to speak to you anymore.
How would you like to get knocked right on your fancy pants?
Take it easy, Dobe. He'll kill you.
That's right, Dobe. I'll kill you.
That's right, you'll kill me.
I love that show. In fact, I have all the tapes. I just loved that show. It was hysterical. For me, Dobie Gillis, Dwayne Hickman, rest in peace. A lot of laughs. That is it for us. We really appreciate you watching as always. We'll see you tomorrow. I'm sure I'm not the only one who's noticed everything is getting more expensive. We are in the biggest economic crisis since 2008. With a government that's printing trillions of dollars, consumer prices at the highest we've seen in 30 years. Inflation certainly here. And if the government continues its out of control printing and spending, the dollar could continue its free fall and lose its coveted role as the world's reserve currency. While paper money will eventually have a shrinkage in value, there are real tangible things that will always maintain value. So how do you protect your money, your retirement, your savings? American Hartford Gold can show you how to hedge your hard-earned savings against inflation by helping you diversify a portion of your portfolio into physical gold and silver. All it takes to get started is a short phone call, and they'll have physical gold and silver delivered right to your door or put inside your IRA or 401k. Plus, tell them Bill O'Reilly sent you, and they'll give you up to $2,500 of free silver on your first order. So please don't wait. Call them now, 866-501-5201, 866-501-5201 or text BILL to 65532. Again, 866-501-5201 or text BILL to 65532.
Bill O'Reilly is back on TV and only on The First. No Spin News, every weeknight at 8 p.m. Eastern, only on The First.